Do gifts actually make your son feel loved, or could they be doing the opposite? Most of us give gifts without really thinking about it, but the why behind it matters more than we realize. In this episode, we're talking about how to use gifts in a way that actually helps your son feel seen, known, and loved in a way that truly connects. Welcome to Raising Boys with Purpose, a Christian parenting podcast for moms raising teens and young adult sons. I'm Brooke, a boy mom and parenting coach, and here we talk about raising sons, building character, and preparing our boys for adulthood with confidence and faith. Now, before we jump in, if you're enjoying the podcast and it's encouraging you, I'd love for you to subscribe so you don't miss any further episodes. And if you're looking for a community of moms who are learning how to raise boys into young men, I'd love to invite you to join us in the Raising Boys with Purpose Facebook group. You'll find the link in the description. It's a space for encouragement, real conversations, and support, because you're not meant to figure this out alone. So, gift giving is a behavior that's been around since the beginning of time. Throughout history, it's been used to broker deals, cement alliances, and secure favor. There's often been an expectation behind it of, I'm giving you this because I want something. Sometimes we'll receive a gift and we even think, what do they want? In many ways, outside of birthdays or Christmas, gift giving can feel like a type of currency. But it doesn't have to be that way. Giving someone a gift can simply be an expression of love. We want to show them we care, that we're thinking about them. We want to take the time to pick something we know they want or need because we want them to feel good and we want to see their eyes light up. Now, gifts are not my primary love language. But a surprise, something unexpected but thoughtful, is always welcome. My husband knows this, and since it's not his either, we tend to focus more on the kids for holidays and birthdays. But one year, he planned a trip for us as a gift. It wasn't a holiday, an anniversary, or a birthday. And I had nothing to do with the planning, and I didn't even know where we were going. Of course, he told our kids and our best friends, and they had a great time keeping it from me. I tried to get clues, like asking what kind of weather I should pack for, but he didn't give me anything. And when we got to the airport, we didn't go straight to the counter. We walked past all the airlines until we got to Virgin Airlines. I just looked at him thinking he was joking. But then he pulled out a Rick Steves travel guide for London. Not only were we going to London, but he remembered that I loved watching Rick Steves travel videos. I was so excited. I was speechless. I think I spent the first couple of hours of the flight reading the book and marking what I wanted to see, and barely sleeping. And then to top it off, he booked us a place in an old row home instead of, hotel, because he knows I love old houses and architecture. This was a big gift. But what really made it special was how thoughtful it was. He knew me and he paid attention. Gifts are a way to show someone you love them. It's something you give, not because you have to, and not because they earned it. Because, quite frankly, often we don't. But simply because you care. Now, when I put this episode together, I started thinking, when was the last time I gave someone a gift? Not for a birthday or a holiday. I'm actually pretty good at that, but just because. Honestly, I had to think pretty hard. And when we do give a gift, the way we give it can be as important as the gift itself. When I think about that trip, part of what makes me smile is the buildup, the surprise, the thought behind how he gave it to me. Yes, the trip was amazing, but the care leading up to it was also part of the gift. Now, let's be honest. Trips like that aren't part of our everyday life. And showing love through gifts isn't something that should only happen every few years, especially if gifts is one of your son's primary love languages. So what does it look like day to day? Well, it starts with noticing. Maybe your son has a favorite pair of shoes that are getting worn out, but he keeps wearing them because he really likes them. That's your opportunity. Yes, as his parent, you're responsible for making sure he has shoes. But there's a difference between taking him to the store and buying them and noticing what he likes and choosing something with that in mind and surprising him. That says, I see you. And it also teaches him to notice the needs of others and respond in a thoughtful way. All right, let's talk about money as a gift. I've mentioned before that I think it benefits our sons to have a part-time job. And I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can see that episode yourself. But when they earn their own money, they understand the work behind it. So when we give them money as a gift, whether it's for something fun like a concert or camp, or to help them reach a goal they've been saving for, it means more. They recognize it as a gift and not just something expected. Now, in all of this, one of the most important things to remember is that the gift should align with their interests, not ours. We've all received gifts that don't quite fit. We say thank you, but inside we're wondering what we're going to do with it. A meaningful gift connects to something your son actually cares about. And that doesn't mean we give them something that isn't good for them or something they're not ready for. We all know the video games we don't want our kids to have, even if all the other kids have them. So we have to use discretion when making some of these choices. We're still their parents, and we still guide those decisions. We also want to be careful not to use gifts to make up for something that's missing. There are 5 love languages for a reason. Sometimes when life is busy, it can be tempting to give gifts to make up for not being as present as we'd like. When we miss a baseball game or we're not home very often because we're working a lot, we don't want our sons to feel the difference between a gift given in love and a gift, given out of guilt, because it doesn't land the same. So as you think about this, don't overcomplicate it. Gifts don't have to be big or expensive to help your son feel loved. They just need to be thoughtful and given with no expectation in return. It could be as simple as grabbing his favorite drink when you're out, or giving him a little extra money when he's heading out with friends, or even noticing something small that matters to him. Even if gifts isn't his primary love language, it's still a simple way to say, I see you, I know you, I love you. If this episode of Raising Boys with Purpose encouraged you, please like this video and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of this podcast. And if you're raising a teen or young adult son and want encouragement and practical guidance, come join us in the Raising Boys with Purpose Facebook community. The link is below. Thanks for being here today. Now grab your iced coffee, hug your son, and remember, you're raising him with purpose.